Hi friends, welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Brenda and I am so happy to have you here today. If you are returning, thank you so very much for coming back. I appreciate you as well. Today I am participating in the Thrift Flip road trip. I'll let you know more about that in a few minutes, but with all that being said, let's get to crafting. Okay, here's DIY number 1. So for this DIY, I'm going to use my Waverly Chalk paint in the color Pool. I'm going to use this canvas sign I found at Dollar Tree recently. And then this sign I got for $2.98. It was actually half off of that, so $1.50 at our local thrift store here. And I am going to start off by cutting off those strings that were holding those hearts in place. And I am definitely going to save those hearts for a future DIY, maybe next Valentine's Day. And then I am going to get a baby wipe and wipe this thing down because it was pretty dirty. You could see the dirt once you removed those hearts, but I just gave it a good thorough wipe down. And then after that, I went ahead and painted it with this Pool color. And then I decided, I don't really want it all that blue. So I decided to go over it with my Ivory Chalk paint, which is what I did. And then I went and I just kind of did some light distressing with my little finger sander here so that you could get bits of that blue coming out through that ivory color. And I love the way this picture came out, you guys. I am cutting the canvas off of this, off the MDF frame here, and I'm just using my box cutter. And then these little hangers, they come off really easy. I just had to kind of pull them a little bit and they pop right out. And then once I finish slicing through all this canvas, the corners kind of gave me a little bit of a problem because they're thick because they fold them in. But once I got done playing with it and got it off, then I took where it was creased and I was looking to see if it was going to fit. And so I thought, okay, well, I think if I cut right on the inside part of that seam that it would fit, but it was still a little bit too big. So I just kind of used my thumbnail and my fingernails to kind of crease where I needed to cut it. And then then I trimmed it down and it fit perfectly. I do apologize if my voice sounds funny or if I sound sniffly. I went and we saw our grandkids and one of them decided to send me home with their cold. So then I took my hot glue and I am just doing some hot glue around the top, and then I'm using that spatula to push the canvas into the hot glue, and then I just do the rest of it. And then after that, I'm going to take some of this braided jute rope that I got from Amazon. I believe it is in my Amazon store, and that's in the description box below. And I'm just using my hot glue and this little rubber spatula, and I'm just going through and hot gluing it all the way around that picture there. And then once I get to the end, of course, I'm just going to trim this off. And I decided I needed a little bit more something. So I took some of this ribbon I got from Dollar Tree last year. And I'm just going to make the bow where I do the awareness ribbon, scrunch it up. And then I wanted to make a double bow. So I took some of this lace I got at Christmas time from Hobby Lobby. I'm just doing the same thing. And then I'm just going to add some of that twine that I wrapped around the picture to tie those two together. And I'm just tying a knot, and then I will dovetail all those ends, and then I'm just going to hot glue it to the corner of that picture right there. And you guys, I just really love the way this came out. When I saw that canvas at Dollar Tree, I knew I wanted to do something with it. So I just tied some knots at the end of some of this jute rope, and then I'm just making a little hanger from it. And that's all there was for this, and I love it. I just love it. You'll have to let me know what you think about this one in the comment box below. Okay, today is the Thrift Flip Road Trip, and this happens every month. This is second Saturday of every month. It is hosted by Our Green Acres and Crafting Cousins, and today's road trip stop is at Oklahoma City, and make sure you check out these beautiful ladies and their wonderful channels, and then make sure you check out the playlist to see what everybody has found at their thrift stores in their areas and what they do with them. Okay, so here is DIY number 2. So I bought this at our local thrift store last month before it was $1.98 before the last road trip thrift flip. Whatever it's called. And I wanted to use it, but I didn't get to use it, so I wanted to make sure I used it this time. So I'm just using my Waverly Chalk paint in the color Elephant, this chalk paste in the color Bright White, and Couture Teal, and then my Chalk Couture transfer. So I'm going to start off by painting this coffee pot with my elephant color. Then I'm taking some of the white wax and I'm just going around it and just adding it on with a baby wipe, and then just kind of smearing it in. I just felt like that gray needed just some kind of something added to it, a little dimension or something. I don't know what you would call it, but I just thought it needed something added. So that's why I decided to do this white wax. Now, when I saw this coffee pot, I knew I wanted to do something with it because it reminded me of my grandparents. They used to have a coffee pot like this, similar to this, and it just brought back so many memories. And so that's one of the other reasons why I painted it gray. So I'm taking my transfer here, and because this is metal, I fuzzed it about 5 times, but it was still pretty sticky. So I fuzzed it a few more times, and now I'm just adhering it to that coffee pot. And you want to make sure that it's not stuck on there too tight, because then when you pull it off, it will stretch out your transfer. So I'm using my teal color here, and I am using a mini squeegee, and I'm just going over the wording, and then I'm just using my bright white to go over that little coffee cup that is on the top corner there. And then once I have that all on, I'm going to peel and reveal, and it's so cute. And then I went and washed my transfer, and then I'm just going to add a few more of those coffee cups around that saying, and so that's what I am doing here. And I just love Chalk Couture, you guys. If you have never tried it, I would recommend trying it. They have such great transfers, and it's so easy and always makes things just look so high-end and professional, and I just love my Chalk Couture. I will have a link to my Chalk Couture site. I am a designer, and it will be in my description box as well as my link tree. If you have any questions, you can always email me as well, and I'd be happy to answer your questions, or you can just check out my site and look at and see what's all available for you. So then once that was dry, I took some twine and I just wrap it around, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 times around the top, just until it gave the fullness that I liked. And then I'm just going to trim off that twine and hot glue the end in place. And then after that, I decided it needed a little something more. So I'm going to take some more of that twine, and I'm going to wrap it around my hand to make a bow. And I think I wrap it around like 10 times. And then I cut off a little piece of that twine and realized I didn't really need it. So I'm just taking the ends, and I'm wrapping, I'm going to wrap one end going one direction and the other end going the opposite direction. And then I will tie a knot to keep it all held together. It took me a minute there to get it all done correctly. So once I have that tied, I'm just going to trim it, and then I'm going to hot glue it right to the front there. And that's all there was for this one. Now I may go back when I put this up in my kitchen, I may add some flowers to the top. I'm not sure, because you could definitely add flowers, but I just love that lid. That lid is, I think, what really reminds me of my grandparents, because of the clear top of it. Anyway, so, but that's an option that I may end up doing. But here it is, and I love it. I think it is so cute, and it will look really cute by my coffee bar. If you look in my description box, you will see my link tree, and that will have links to all my different accounts that I'm affiliated with. So here's DIY number 3. So for this DIY, I found this last year. I found at a thrift store. It was $3.98, but it was half off of that. So basically $2. And I almost forgot that I had it, and I found it in my stash and decided I wanted to do something with it. So I'm going to use my Waverly Chalk paints in the color Elephant and Ivory. And I am just going to paint the middle part. And so I take a brush and I just start painting. And then I was like, I just don't like how much it was getting a lot over those little raised areas on the side. And I thought, I just don't like that. So I took a small paintbrush, and I'm just getting paint from the sides there. And then I just use that small paintbrush to go over the rest of those raised areas, and I liked that much better because it just didn't seem to pool as much of the paint because it was just pooling in the crevices, and I didn't want that. So after I got those all covered, then I finished painting it with the gray. Then I'm going to take my ivory chalk paint, and I'm going to paint the top part of that as well as the bottom rim as that was brown as well. And you guys, I just think this turns out so much better than what it was. Those colors before were so hideous, and now I just love these colors. So then I'm taking some more of this white wax, and that's by Folk Art, and I am taking a baby wipe, and I was going through those raised areas, but then I decided, I don't really like the way that's turning out. So I took a mini brush and I used that instead, and then just kind of gently wiped it off with my paper towel, and I liked that much better. I couldn't tell you why, it just seemed to look better to me. And then once I was done with that, I took my chippy brush that I got from Plaid, and I took some more of that white wax, and I am dry brushing all around with that wax, just like you see with my brush laying like sideways, I guess you could say. And I just love the strokes that it gives when you lay your brush like that. And I absolutely love the way this vase comes out. I think it is just so pretty. So once I am done doing all this distressing, I am going to get this lavender bush that I got from Walmart last year. And here I'm just kind of folding it to see where I want to cut them. And then I'm just going to cut them all off and add them to this vase. If you are new here, I just want to say welcome. My name is Brenda. I am so happy you stopped by today. If you like today's video and you like home decor on a budget, thrift flips, gift ideas, and holiday decor, then I would really hope you'd hit that red subscribe button and become part of our growing YouTube family. I would just love to have you join us. And then make sure you let me know in the comment box below that you're here and what was your favorite DIY today. Then I took some of this lace lavender ribbon I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just making a little bow. And then I'm just going to do some dovetailing on the ends, and that's all there was for this one. Super easy, but I absolutely love this one. I love that gray and the ivory color with the lavender. Oh, it's just beautiful. I think I might have to put this in my bedroom. But you have to let me know which one was your favorite and what you think of this one in the comment box below. If you are not new and you like this video, please make sure you hit that thumbs up and comment. That really helps my channel grow. And if you are new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and become part of our family. And make sure you guys watch all of the videos in the playlist and check out what everybody is finding in their areas. And with all that being said, you guys, I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.